The 2024 Shkreli Awards from the Lown Institute are out. Dysfunction in healthcare is one of the foundational pillars here at Healthcare Triage, and these awards highlight some of the worst examples. You know we gotta cover these every year, and that's the topic of this week's Healthcare Triage. As a reminder, Martin Shkreli is the former CEO of Turing Pharmaceuticals and was once very famous for raising the price of an anti-parasitic drug from $13.50 a pill to $750 a pill after obtaining the manufacturing license for it. And again, we can't go without mentioning that he, one, also paid millions for that Wu-Tang Clan album that there was only one copy of, and two, later ended up in jail for securities fraud. Shkreli doesn't have a lot of fans, but he's got these awards from the Lown Institute to honor his legacy. The number 10 spot for 2024 goes to the University of North Texas Health Science Center in Fort Worth for failure to seek out and obtain consent from family before dissecting and distributing parts of unclaimed bodies through their body donation program. When family members later learned of what happened, they were pretty upset, to say the least. Spot number 9 goes to professionals and equipment makers profiting off cutting tongue ties in babies, a procedure that severs the tissue connecting the tongue to the floor of the mouth. While most often recommended by lactation consultants to help with breastfeeding issues, people are now also claiming that it cures things like sleep apnea and constipation, while there's little evidence to show that the procedure is effective at all. Spot number 8 went to Zynex Medical for sending unsolicited and often unnecessary items to customers to accompany their nerve stimulation devices, which their customers use for pain management. They then billed for these items, which were sprung unexpectedly on customers if their insurance didn't pay. According to the Stat News report that uncovered all of this, these extraneous items accounted for somewhere around 70% of the company's 2023 revenue. And the kicker? Data supporting the effectiveness of their nerve stimulation devices are less than stellar. Spot number 7 went to the health insurance company Cigna, or maybe the air ambulance provider Reach Medical Holdings, that flew an infant 86 miles to a medical center when the infant was experiencing severe respiratory distress a couple months after undergoing heart surgery. Despite the doctor's recommendation that the infant be transported by air, Cigna declined the cover to charge, citing it as medically unnecessary. And Reach Medical Holdings then passed the $97,599 bill onto the family of the infant. So far, the family's appeals have been unsuccessful. Spot number 6 went to 7 supposed suppliers of urinary catheters for committing Medicare fraud. One of these, the Pretty in Pink Boutique, does not appear to be a medical business at all. The bills submitted by these suppliers accounted for an 800% increase in urinary catheter billing in 2023. Spot number 5 went to the for-profit Memorial Medical Center in New Mexico for allegedly demanding payments up front from cancer patients with and without insurance and turning patients away who could not pay. Spot number 4 goes to Thomas C. Weiner of Montana for so many awful things. This oncologist has been accused of providing cancer treatment to a patient without cancer who's thought to have died as a result of a chemotherapy drug, facilitating death in cases of serious illness by providing large barbiturate doses even though the patients may not have been on the verge of death, and more. Dr. Weiner doesn't work at his Montana hospital anymore, but he's still filing appeals in his wrongful termination suit. Spot number 3 went to Amgen for marketing a cancer drug at a 960 milligram dose even after their trial data suggested that a much lower dose would extend life by the same amount with less toxicity and fewer side effects. Treating patients with the lower dose would reduce Amgen profits by about $180,000 per patient. So far, they are still marketing at the higher dose. Spot number 2 went to United Health for pressuring physicians to spend less time with patients and to tailor their medical coding to make patients seem more sick, all to increase profits, including from taxpayers, because United Health is the largest provider of Medicare Advantage plans. And finally, the number 1 award this year for dysfunction in healthcare in 2024 went to the CEO of Steward Healthcare, Dr. Ralph De La Torre. While he focused on expanding the hospital chain and collecting big dividends, his financial mismanagement left hospitals understaffed and undersupplied, lack of medical equipment, and medical supervision directly resulted in several patient deaths, with more likely to be uncovered. The CEO is now under a federal criminal investigation. And now for our customary ending to these annual Shkreli Awards episodes. American healthcare, best in the world, am I right? Hey, did you enjoy this episode? You might enjoy last year's episode on the Shkreli Awards and all the ones we've done in the past. They're all great. We'd appreciate it if you'd like this video. Subscribe to the channel right down there. Maybe go on over to patreon.com/healthcaretriage, where you can help support the show, make it bigger and better. We'd especially like to thank our research associates, Edward Lilliaholm and Joshua Crow, and of course, our Surgeon Admiral, Sam.